Hello, it's Jane Slacksmith here. Now, I was just talking to the fabulous Faye Chan on the Exit the Matrix Stories of Success podcast, and she was talking about her current work in EFT. And I had to say, you know what? I reckon this is a bonus interview because I think there's some people out there who would like to experience what this is all about. Now, from a personal experience, I have known Faye for numerous years. And I reached out to Faye when I had seen what she was doing and some of the testimonials and breakthroughs that her clients were having. Now, I have to say, my ordeal at the time seems quite insignificant, but I was waking up angry every single morning with a builder construction manager who was doing things a little unfairly and not looking after a block of units and a huge renovation. And I'd wake up every morning just thinking about how angry I was with him. And I thought, this is just not right. And in the end, we sold the property. My husband said, I can't have my wife thinking, being like this because she's not happy. And I reached out to Faye, and Faye was extraordinary. I think it was like two like 1 hour sessions that really revealed to me what was going on, and I slept better after that. So
Yes, you did.
it was an experience where I just didn't know what EFT was all about, and it was something that I was like kind of putting, my faith in a little bit of woo-woo here, and being a ex-engineer and a numbers person, I was like, woo-woo, it doesn't really fit. He threw some quantum physics at me and some Western psychology as well. I thought, okay, I'm going to give this a red hot go. But for those who don't know about EFT, tell us about it, Faye.
Well, EFT stands for Emotional Freedom Techniques, okay, plural at the end. And it's had over 300 plus clinical gold standard studies in, I think, over 65 languages, right? Wow. So it is clearly evidence-based. So for those people that are very analytical and very logical, the evidence is out there. Go look for it, right? Yeah. However, what EFT is, if I can explain it really simply, is pretty much because your emotions actually live in, whoops, spotlight to my video. Okay. Your emotion actually lives in the nucleus of your cells, right? So that's why emotions are physical. And when I explain this to kids, because the adults get it too, when I explain it, I'll go, what's this? They'll go, a yellow highlighter. So I'm holding up a yellow highlighter. And I'll say, what's this? And they'll go, oh, it's a Rubik's Cube. And I'm holding up a little Rubik's Cube. And then I'll say, how about this? They'll go, oh, it's a key ring. And I'm holding up a key ring with the Eiffel Tower attached to it. And I'll go, well, these are things you can touch and feel, right? And point to. And I said, this is not a trick question, but point to nervous, point to anger, point to upset. Now, some children will go, oh, it's in my head. Or I'll go, yeah, that's correct. Because it could be in your head, or nervousness could be in your heart, or feeling sick or feeling uneasy could be in your tummy. It's churning around. All right. So the emotions are actually physical. And that's why when you're in situations or circumstances that repeat, your body recognizes it. Your body goes, oh, there it is again. And I need to react this way. Right. So the reason we use EFT tapping, because we're using our fingers to tap on meridian points, right? So meridian points is part of the primovascular system. So it's part of the nervous system. And if we inject you with dye and put you under fMRI machine or MRI machine, the vein lights up. So it's not a belief system, meridian points. It actually exists in your body. So the meridian points, we're pulsing it. So we're activating past the point to send electrical signals to the brain to calm. So that's why in acupuncture, when needles are in that place, it releases and it fixes the physical ailment that the Chinese medicine doctor is trying to fix for you. but we're using it deliberately to alleviate, to bring up where the discomfort is in the body. That's deliberate.
And so can you give us an experience of what EFT is? So the meridians, they're all over our body. It's essentially the veins and the blood flow.
Yeah.
So is there particular places that you would normally tap to, or you just how do you do that?
Yeah, there's an algorithm of tapping points, and I'll show you. So if you want to tap with me, Jane.
Sure.
Yeah, we always start at the karate chop point, and I'll do the explaining and tapping along at the same time. Okay, because I know we're tight for time. So this is what we call the setup statements, and we'll say something like this: even though I feel this unease in my body, and then you repeat.
Even though I feel this unease in my body.
I feel it right now in my body.
I feel it right now in my body.
But I'm safe and I'm okay.
But I'm safe and I'm okay.
So we repeat that 3 times in a tapping session, right? And then sometimes your body will trigger up a physical sensation, and that's what I'm looking for. So the talking part of the psychology and the exposure therapy is what we're doing right now. So we'll just continue. Even though I feel the discomfort in my body.
Even though I feel this discomfort in my body.
My body's trying to tell me something.
My body's trying to tell me something.
I acknowledge it.
I acknowledge it.
I'm okay and I'm all right.
I'm okay and I'm all right.
Even though I might be in this uncertain window.
Even though I might be in this uncertain window.
And that's why I feel uneasy.
And that's why I feel uneasy.
I acknowledge all my feelings.
I acknowledge all my feelings.
And I recognize my body signals.
And I recognize my body signals.
And then we go up to the top of the head. There's discomfort.
There's discomfort.
And then at the eyebrow point, I feel uneasy.
I feel uneasy.
And inside of the eye, I wonder what my body's trying to tell me.
I wonder what my body's trying to tell me.
And then under the eye, I acknowledge how I feel.
I acknowledge how I feel.
And then under the nose, I wonder what I'm avoiding.
I wonder what I'm avoiding.
And then under the chin where the crease is, because this feeling is familiar.
Because this feeling is familiar.
And then the collarbone, just underneath it. I wonder what my body's actually trying to show me.
I wonder what my body is actually trying to show me.
And then the underarm point is 10 centimeters under your underarm on the side. I wonder what I'm avoiding.
I wonder what I'm avoiding.
And then back to the top of the head, because these are the algorithm of points done in clinical EFT studies. This uncertainty.
There's uncertainty.
Maybe I'm not listening.
Maybe I'm not listening.
To the side of the eye. All this discomfort.
All this discomfort.
Underneath the eye. It's lodged in my body.
Lodged in my body.
Under the nose. I give my body full permission.
I give my body full permission.
Under the chin. To release this.
To release this.
Under the collarbone. To process.
To process.
And then underarm. And to be acknowledged.
And to be acknowledged.
And then top of the head. But I need to be responsible for this.
But I need to be responsible for this.
Eyebrow point. I am ignoring it.
I am ignoring it.
Side of the eye. And my body keeps telling me.
And my body keeps telling me.
Under the eye. So it's time for me to bring it up.
It's time for me to bring it up.
Under the nose. And because we're doing a general tapping session, I won't go into what's really coming in here, because if I'm working with you, I'll stop and literally ask you, where's it coming up? What does it feel like? What's the intensity? Does it have a color, shape, or texture? And then I'll keep digging and probing and going underneath to see whether it's there.
Yeah.
And what emotions are anchored underneath and what event came up with it.
Okay.
Because that's where the release is.
Right.
Okay, but right now we're just tapping generally. So I won't be able to do that with you. It's just here to regulate. Okay. So as I regulate my systems,
So regulate my system.
I give full permission to my body
I give full permission to my body
to release this.
to release this.
And I thank my subconscious
I thank my subconscious
for also trying to back me,
for also trying to back me.
but I want to let it know
I want to let it know
I'm an adult now.
I'm an adult now.
I'm in the driver's seat.
I'm in the driver's seat.
I'm no longer surviving the past.
I'm no longer surviving the past.
I'm okay and I'm safe.
I'm okay and I'm safe.
So I recalibrate my body.
I recalibrate my body.
I realign.
I realign,
I buffer myself
buffer myself,
and allow my body to release.
and allow my body to release.
It is done.
It is done.
All will be well.
All will be well.
Okay, now breathe in. Out. Good work. So you might have for yourself came up with thoughts about, oh, this is the thought, is the occurring thought, or a sensation in your body has come up, or even a memory showed up underneath that.
Yeah.
Right. So in a session, I'll be asking you to interrupt me when those things show through, because it's literally the subconscious giving us breadcrumbs to follow to get to Hansel Gretel's house. As such.
It's interesting, isn't it, that there's so many techniques to an awakening or an awareness, a transformational sliding door moment, etc. And we're almost victims of our past without knowing it, because there's so many little things, and we're not talking about childhood terrible traumas. We're talking about the fact that for a 3-year-old dropping their ice cream, that's a trauma, right?
Yes, it is.
Little things that can happen that we associate with then having ice cream forever, and or the comfort that we might have with someone, and if they're not there, or we lose something. And so it's what I find interesting is that EFT is one methodology for the subconscious to go, as you said, I'm safe. I'm tapping into the known life force in our body that activates, and then we're giving words to the subconscious that allows, if you're feeling uncomfortable, or work or relationships, career, whatever it is, family, health, there's an unease there, or there's something a little different, this is one way that people can actually potentially activate and have an awareness of what lies beneath, and the stories that they're telling themselves, or the patterns that have come up.
Exactly. And that's why it is called emotional freedom techniques.
Amazing. Well, I just so appreciate you, Faye, and thank you for taking us through that exercise. What an absolute bonus to the Exit the Matrix Stories of Success podcast. I encourage everyone, if you have just found this bonus video, to go back to exitthematrix.io, subscribe, check out the original podcast with Faye, and we will tell you about future podcasts in the future. Thanks again, Faye. I really appreciate your time.
My absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me.